Welcome to JHart Modelworks. With the MGB and the Audi R8 both wrapped up, it's time to start on the first full build of 2023. Welcome to my workbench. Let's get started. Hey guys, Justin here with JHart Modelworks. As mentioned in the intro, we are starting on a new build now that we've got the last remnants of last year's builds out of the way. And the first build that we are going to be doing is the Dodge Viper SRT10. This is the convertible from Revell. We have some nice box art. Some brief info there. So all in all, I have kind of opened it up, peeked at it a little bit. I've done some measuring for some 3D printed wheels and a few other extras. You know how it is. But this is going to be what we're going to be starting out with. So let's go ahead and get the camera turned around and take a look at what's in the box. Alright guys, let's see what we've got in here. Body shell. Some additional body panels. Metallic gray sprues, a few black sprues, our clear sprue. We do have our chrome sprue, which I've lopped the ends off here so I could get some measurements off these. We have some dark gray sprue. We have some focus pins to pin the wheels in. And we have tires. So I'm going to go ahead and get this unbagged and we'll take a closer look at what we got here in a minute. Alright, let's get into the nitty-gritty of some of this plastic. There is a lot of it. Some of it's good. Some of it not so much. We're going to start with the instructions. Pretty typical Revell fold-out instructions. There is only a handful of colors listed. Pretty typical stuff. Engine, chassis and suspension. Interior work. Typical Revell fold-out instructions. Pretty clear. Everything's pretty straightforward. We have our decals. Let's go ahead and get those looked at. Decals look pretty nice. We do have gauges. Various bits and bobs. I think that's supposed to go around the fuel tank. Yeah, I think that's a decal that's supposed to go around the fuel on this body. We have 3 different hood ornament colors. A couple of various plates. Some Viper logos for the brakes. And some hubcap logos. All in all, pretty straightforward stuff. That will take care of our paper. Let's take a look at the body. For the most part, the body is fairly clean. The panel lines are a bit shallow, especially things like that. That fuel circle there is going to have to be rescribed, and that's going to be a pain because it always wants to jump out. Our mold seams are right here on this edge, and they run up. You can see them pretty good here. If it's right, let's get this right up through there. There is kind of a venti type section that connects here, and another body panel. All in all, it's not bad. It's not absolutely amazing. And then you get to this rear mold line that runs just straight down through all of this detail. It runs straight through these taillight sections. That's going to be a pain to try and clean up. Let's see. These are those vent pieces. Our soft top, the soft top in the down position. The vent pieces connect up in here, so they're going to sit something like they're going to sit something like that, which will in turn sit in there. We do have our hood, which we can, it's for the most part open, but we can clean that up a little bit more, get that a little bit nicer. Does look to be a little bit of marbling of the plastic in here, so, and that does not feel smooth. That feels kind of lumpy. There could very well be some sinking in here, which I would suspect would be caused by this Dodge Viper logo. Something else I'm not super excited about are these molded in exhaust tips, which they molded into the body. We may try to do something to enhance that, but otherwise, that is what that is. Alright, next up we have, let's do the chrome sprue, why not? We have our brakes. Chrome brakes. Okay. The wheels aren't bad, honestly. I'm not going to use them, but they aren't bad. The headlight insert is pretty nice. Rear view mirror. Bases for our fog lights and side rear mirrors. Not bad. With the black sprues, we have an air cleaner, which is pretty nicely molded, actually, surprisingly. Brake booster. Definitely some mold seams are going to have to be cleaned up, but that's par for the course. Front and rear sway bars both look nice. No idea what that is. Part of the rear diff, I believe. That is our drive shaft. That's really short for the drive shaft. We have our chassis. All in all, not bad. Definitely going to want to clean up those sink marks. Again, looks like we've got some marbling in the plastic. Hopefully that doesn't show up when we go to paint. We have the rear under portion of the chassis, which that looks to be a sink mark. Do have some Revell badging in there, which we're going to want to sand off and clean up. Rear diffuser's kind of nice. Some suspension components. All in all, everything is pretty cleanly molded. We have our dash. Nice molding on the details here. Our pedals are built in. Nice fan, radiator, steering wheel is pretty nicely detailed. That's going to wrap up the black sprues. Moving on with the interior. We have our interior tub and our engine bay. So we've got some molded in parts in here. Various reservoirs. Looks like there's a molded in floor mat and some carpet texturing. Fairly nice center console detail. You have some speakers in there. That's not amazing, but the door panels are pretty nice. Two-piece seats. Not entirely certain that we're going to use these. We may, but I may 3D print some seats instead. Not that those seats are bad. I mean, they look pretty nice, but I have a set that I'm looking at from Black Box STL that are really nice. We have our exhaust, which engine block is fairly nicely detailed. We have our, oh, that's not cool at all. So these are our valve covers, and there is a, it almost looks like a cut right down the center of the valve cover. It might not be that bad. It doesn't feel like I can feel it. It's not catching the fingernail, so it may just be marbling in the plastic. And it's over here as well. Raised lettering is pretty nice and clean, very crisp. Of our heads. Then we get into these two pieces. No idea what this is, but this is the oil pan. It looks to me like it may be warped. And that's one, that's not accurate detail. Two, it doesn't really look all that good. This is the intake manifold, which I'm going to show you something here in a second that's going to show you why I'm less than enthused. Our exhaust headers are not bad. Kind of nice detailing here, but yeah. Not terrible. In my opinion, it could be better. A gentleman on Colts 3D named Motobus sells a 3D printable resin Dodge Viper V10. This is not 1/25th scale. The box says it's 1/25th scale. This is scaled to 1/25th scale. And this is the detail on his oil pan versus, I mean, that's just sad. Revell's intake manifold. His intake manifold. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not amazing. And I'm really concerned that this is warped and not just molded weird. If that's warped with as thick as this piece is, that's going to be very hard to bend back into its proper shape. We've got some clear pieces to go over. We're going to start with the clear red set. We've got our rear brake light, and the tail lights are pre-molded. The tail light covers, at least, are pre-molded in red, which is a nice touch. It means I don't have to actually paint them. It's not that big of a deal, honestly. Painting them isn't that hard, but pre-molded in red is nice. And we have our main clear sprue, which I'm keeping in the bag. Front windshield looks really nice. Burbank's House of Hobbies guys. Great bunch of guys. There's very little distortion. Doesn't really look to be any major cracks or scrapes. All in all, it looks pretty clear. Check out Burbank's House of Hobbies. Hey, Burbank, y'all could sponsor me or something. Just saying. Yeah. I wouldn't say no. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't say no. All right, let's take a look at these tires here. Fronts and rears are staggered. The rears are wider. They're also larger. Tread is pretty decent on them. There is no branding at all. Nice squishy rubber. And that is pretty much going to wrap up the unboxing for this kit. I've been doing a little bit of 3D printing and started planning for this build. So also in Colts 3D, there's a gentleman who goes by Real Rims. And I have 3D printed and painted up a set of Icon. These are basically truck wheels. But if you actually look at the original Dodge Viper, what's on the Dodge Viper are 6-lug truck wheels. I've scaled them so that they fit properly inside of our tires, provided I have the right tire. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. And to go along with the 3D printed wheels, I've gone ahead and 3D printed up and painted some brakes. These are just some AP Racing calipers and brake rotors. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up for the unboxing. I'm going to go ahead and get started on this. I think I'm actually going to start with the engine and chassis first. Originally I had planned on doing that because I wanted to see if the engine was going to fit, and I know now that it's not. But I still want to do that because I want to see where the exhaust is going to end up and how that's going to line up with those body panels, to see about either drilling them open a little bit maybe, or drilling them out completely and replacing those tips with something 3D printed. I don't know. We will see how I'm going to go with that. But like I said, I am going to go ahead and wrap this video up and get started. Alright, so that's going to be all for this video. I know I've said that before, but I swear it's going to be wrapped up now. I appreciate everyone who's watched, especially if you've watched this far. I appreciate you more than you will ever know. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will catch you guys on the next one. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. Also, feel free to leave comments, feedback, critique, or anything else in the comment section below. I enjoy interacting with all my viewers in the comment section and try to reply to all the comments I receive. If you want to catch future videos, please consider subscribing to my channel and make sure you click the bell notification icon so you can be notified when I upload new videos. As always, thank you for watching, keep modeling, and have a great day.